What is KDT? Well, it stands for Knowsley Development Trust and was established in 1990 by a group of residents from the Tower Hill housing estate. The trust took over a former council depot, carried out renovations on redundant buildings to allow the 100,000 square foot site to become the North Mersey Business Centre. Their vision was to provide affordable spaces for businesses and generate employment. Not only this, but KDT were passionate about feeding their profits back into the community. One of the ways in which they did this was through the creation of KEA. The Neat TV project has been at the forefront of KEA for the past 5 years and has seen over 50 short films produced by young people. Through these projects, KDT identified a lack of access to transport for young people. This paved the way for the establishment of Your Travel Borough-wide. Other initiatives by the Knowsley Development Trust include the refurbishment of a former railway station near Appleby, which over the next year will provide around 1,000 young people with a free overnight stay. KDT's North Mersey Business Centre has provided £2.5 million in funding to date, provided premises to over 1,000 businesses and tenants. Their original vision was to create only 500 jobs, but to date, Knowsley Development Trust has helped to generate over 6,000 jobs. But don't just take my word for it. Here's what other people think about Knowsley Development Trust.
Every year we hold the Frank Morgan Memorial Race for the member who was killed in a road accident 20 odd years ago. The North Mersey Business Centre lets us use it as our base for the cycle race. This is over the last 20 years that they've let us use it, and there's no problems at all, anything we ask for. We use it for signing the riders on, getting changed, and also car parking facilities. Without the business centre, we wouldn't be able to put the race on.
I'm the manager of Acorn Farm in Kirby. It's a community farm project which started about 30 years ago. We're members of the Riding for the Disabled Association, and about 3 years ago, unfortunately we had to retire one of our horses, and we were looking for another horse to replace him, and it wasn't just looking for the horse, it was also looking for the money to buy the horse, and we were very lucky in that the Knowsley Development Trust came up with £3,000. So after a long search we found wonderful William here. Not only does William do the Riding for the Disabled lessons on a Friday, but every weekend, bank holiday, and every day during the school holidays we do horse rides for visitors to the farm. Again, we only charge a really minimal fee, so kids whose parents can't necessarily afford proper riding lessons can come and just have a go on the horses.
The North Mersey Business Centre has always been so special for us, because from the very beginning of Steve Dunbell taking me to show me their wonderful new accommodation for businesses and so on, and me saying, gosh, this would be a lovely place for my dementia cafe. Again, when we talked about having difficulty with transport and getting cared for and carers in to the cafe, again, it was stop worrying about it, we will do it. It makes my job, if you like, so easy. When they walk in this room, and in the winter especially, when it's freezing and so on, it's warm and cosy and everything is beautiful. We have to raise funds to do this kind of thing. So having the business centre, the travel is an absolute boon because it's so expensive now. So having them for free of charge to us is wonderful.
We've run a range of projects over the last 11 years, from work-based learning projects to work experience programmes with a whole school approach. We've run creative routes to employment, which were for post-16 learners who were not in education, employment or training, who had a learning difficulty or disability, to help try and get them back into employment. And more recently we've set up our NEAT project, which is a filmmaking project, and it screens its films every year in the showcase and works with around 122 young people from Knowsley and Liverpool every year.
I enjoyed learning how to use the equipment, and I love doing the different activities. Neat TV has given me the chance to act, which I love, and it's what I want to do when I'm older, so it's been really good to me. I enjoyed seeing the film on the big screen. I thought it was really good. and I loved narrating the film as well.
We couldn't have done any of this without the cash support from Knowsley Development Trust and the in-kind support. In other words, it's not just about them giving us a neat TV studio free of charge and funding our activities so that we can try new things, but also the staffing's there as well. If we need someone, it's no problem. Everybody gets involved and it's like a real family, which has made it the success it is.
Well, it's fascinating to hear what you've been able to do in Knowsley. And of course I look back to the very dark days of 1979, 80, 81 in Liverpool when frankly everything was going wrong. Everybody knew what had gone wrong, but there weren't many people around who had any ideas what to do about it. And one of the things that I was able to do was to set up the task force, the Merseyside task force, which was a combination of officials from government departments and secondees from the private sector. Now the same task force went on to work with your ideas in the Knowsley Trust, which encapsulates what to me is the essence of trying to revive these areas. Somebody who believes in it, someone who will lead it, a mixture of public and private sector, seed corn money to get things going, but the private sector coming along and adding to that. But in the end, it's about local dynamism, local people, local initiatives, local opportunities. And there's no way central government can provide that. That's no criticism of central government. They do a different job. But what you've shown is what can happen when the right mix of those crucial ingredients of people and money from the public and private sectors and partnership, what it can achieve. And I'm thrilled to hear the success you've had.
It's rather timely that we've won the Queen's Award for Sustainable Development for a second time. The first time being in 2009, because it really sums up what we're all about. The Sustainable Development Award is the most prestigious and actually covers social, environmental, economic and leadership elements. And I think all those 4 elements have been clearly demonstrated in the work that we do. Otherwise we'd have not been chosen for such a prestigious award.
On behalf of Her Majesty, I have the greatest pleasure in presenting the grant of appointment of the Queen's Award for Sustainable Development, together with the inscribed bowl, to Mr. Stephen Dumble.
Well, we're really proud of our achievements. As you can see, over the first 25 years, we've done a lot of social, environmental, business and leadership projects. I think we've led the way in a lot of cases. We've found demonstrable need and filled the gap where society needs it. But there's a lot more to come in the future. We've just formed a consortium to provide transport with other providers. We're not about ownership, we're about enabling and empowerment, and that sums up the trust. Let's look forward to the next 25 years.